Hey everybody, Scott here for the Helix channel. It's Tuesday. Happened to Monday. Well, I went to the rehearsal studio and set the volumes for the 80s sleaze rock presets. And I brought my camera with me and my audio recorder. And I set the audio recorder up behind me so it could get both of the JBLs and then the video camera over my shoulder so I could document how I set volumes on the presets. And I've got a little bit of a tutorial on that whole process coming at you. The audio might be a little bit, not so great on my voice, but, it's because there's no microphone pointing at my face. It's pointing at the back of my head. Crazy. So, let's do that. All right, here I am at space rehearsal, and what I've done is I've taken both of the XLR outs. They're going into channels 1 and 2 of the board, and you can see the meter over there. And I'm just barely hitting the first yellow light right now. The 2 1/4 inches outs are going into my JBL Eon 612s. Sorry about the audio. I've got the my audio recorder right behind me to catch the guitar sounds, but it might not be doing a great job on my voice. There's no way of knowing until I mix it together. So, starting out with Livewire, and I've noticed that it's a little quiet. It'd be great if I could play it, but it's fine. So, when I adjust my volumes, first thing I go for is I go to the IR and to the IR level. I've set it right now, it's at -20, so I can come to like -18 on both IRs. And take a look. All right, we're hitting the first yellow, so we're getting close. Next thing I do is go to the channel volume. We'll give the channel volume a little bit of a boost. Also, I'm going to, this is when I start to really do the final EQing as well. Because once you get it to this volume level, and this is pretty loud, this is definitely gig volume. I would not play louder than this at a gig. Especially not with these. With the Marshall 412, maybe, but that's, usually about 18 feet behind me, so, if I'm on a big stage. So, we're gonna go and make some adjustments, bring down the ripple a little bit, bring up the bias. I'm going to change some EQ characteristics. Give it a tiny bit more bottom end. Sounding better? A little more volume. Almost there. Making sure I save it after making changes. That is right where I want to be. That is the sweet spot right there. So, save that. Now, I think I've set this one up so that the expression pedal will give me a lead sound. That's a little much. Let's 6.6 on the master. All right. See what we're getting. Oh, also, Yeah. So a lot of times when I'm setting up a lead via the expression pedal, I'll set output parameters to boost as well. On this one, when I push the expression forward, I get 0.5 dB extra. So I might not need that with this one. Definitely don't need it with this one. So I can take that out of there. On at least one of the IRs. So now we go back to the take it out of the other one too. It's just a little louder than I would like. There. Now our lead boost won't be quite as much. Makes sense. I never bothered to tune. So I should do that. Yeah, I'm out of tune. I do a tempered tuning. So what I do is my high E and high B are sharp. My low strings are a little flat. And, well, I'm tuning the wrong fucking key. And as a result, nicely in tune. So that is Livewire. I think save that. Let's go to the next bit and go. It's fine. Save it and move on. Girl School. That is quiet as shit. So the same stuff applies. First we start with a little bit of volume on this one. Drop down the, bring up the IR levels to 18. I like it. So that is pretty much the process. It's a bit of an ear pounding because it goes on for about 2 hours, but it's worth it in the end because I overcome the whole Fletcher-Munson curve thing by getting all the frequencies where they need to be at rehearsal or gig volume, so there aren't going to be any surprises when people turn up my presets. And I'm just going to continue on with this. My goal is to get the 2 yellow lights on the meter, and that is my baseline. So if I'm hitting that, I know that my levels are right, and I try to achieve that with each of the snapshots. Unless it's a lead, then it just goes by ear for me because I just want it to be a nice, loud, present, not too loud, but loud enough to overcome the band and give you a good fun sound with some kick-ass sustain. So, I hope you enjoyed this tiny little bit of a tutorial. My speakers are turned up to about 3/4 volume. They're 1,000-watt speakers, but they're on line input, which means they're about half, maybe a third of that actual wattage output. If I set them to mic, they would blow the fucking doors off this place. They're so loud if you put it on a microphone. So I keep them on line level. And all is well that way. The board, I set everything to flat as far as the EQ goes. All the channel strips are set to flat, and the mic inputs are both equally set so that I'm hitting the input where I want it. And I'm not overloading the inputs. So, follow these basic steps. I set my master volume with the little white thing pointing at the P in phones. I don't know why I do it, I just do it. If I set it to noon, these would probably be too loud for people when they actually use them themselves, because I play these super loud in here. If I turn this down to noon, it's going to be more of a little less, and that's probably more where people will use them, which is fine, and I'm just, making them over-engineered just so that they'll, work for everybody. Rock on! There you go, everybody. Volume setting made easy. Ah, good stuff. I really do recommend going into a place where you can crank up your speakers, because if you don't do that, you're not going to feel the frequencies. Your brain will not perceive them the same way when you get to the gig or the rehearsal. If you don't set them, your EQ and your volumes at a good level, later you'll be surprised and you won't be happy. So there's that. I'll see you later on today with a fun free set. So come on back. And until then, rock on.